Hello Year 4, welcome to session 1 of computing this term. We are vloggers. So this term we are going to be developing a presentation using PowerPoint and putting a audio across it so that you will be able to inform an audience about a presentation you are going to make. So in this session today we are going to be learning about how search engines work and how to develop our techniques to search for specific information within those search engines and make those search engines provide us with the information that we need. So today I'm going to think about how we would go about researching a topic if we were to produce a presentation. So what I'd like you to have a think about is how you would go about researching topics. So if you were to pick a subject, where would you get that information from? So I'd like you to have a quick think about where you've got information in the past about a topic. So if you pause the video now, have a quick think, maybe come up with a few ideas about what you would use to research a topic. How did you get on? These are some of the ones I came up with. I came up with that we had Google and lots of other search engines out there that we can use. YouTube, we can always go and watch videos on how to do things. I know when I've wanted to do something mechanical and I'm not sure how things go together, I quite often watch a video on YouTube and it will tell me how to change my tap or my flush in my toilet or something like that. We can also use Alexa. Lots of us ask Alexa about information, about what words that means, what the weather's like. Siri on your phone, we can use that. And the good old books, okay? A fascinating source of information. So we also have libraries. Some other things you might have come up with, okay? And I'd be really interested to see what they were. What about museums? What can't spell? What about asking the expert? So lots of things I might not decide to do myself, but I might go and talk to somebody who does. Okay, so don't forget there are lots and lots of places that we can get research from. I'd also like you to think about how you'd record your information. So we live now in quite a paperless world. Lots of people record everything electronically. So obviously we can do that. We could produce a spreadsheet. We could produce a Word document with all our notes on. We could do it on our phone and keep notes of things that we find out. Or we could go back to good old pen and paper. Okay, so how we go about getting and recording that information is very different. Okay, so lots and lots of things that we can find out. Now this subject is very much about using the internet, and I know a few weeks ago we had a whole afternoon on how to stay safe online. Okay, so it must be really, really important that when you are using your search engines and you are researching lots of things, that you remember all the things that we've talked about staying safe online, about your passwords, about who you give your information to, who you're chatting to online. So please always stay safe. So if you're unsure of that, okay, maybe that's something you could think about how to stay safe online. Okay. Before we can use the internet, or I don't know how many of you thought about what actually is the internet. Now, when I was at school, we didn't have the internet. We didn't have computers. Okay, they only started right at the end of my schooling. So it's a fascinating technology that has come about. So I'm going to watch a quick video about what the internet is and see if we learn maybe a little bit from it.
probably heard the word internet a lot, but what is the internet? The internet is a network of lots and lots of computers connected to each other so people can keep in touch.
Hello. Ciao. Hi. Howdy. G'day.
You can use the internet on computers, tablets, games consoles or phones, even on watches, glasses, cameras and cars. Some computers are connected with cables that run all around the world, underground and under the sea. Some computers are connected without any cables at all. This is called wireless. The internet is a big part of our lives because we can use it to do lots of things, like doing our shopping from home, playing games with friends who are far away, or sharing fun videos of cats.
So, a lot about the structure of the internet. A lot about the structure of the internet and how it's physically there. So, obviously, we've learnt that there are lots of cables across land, buried underground, and laid from country to country underneath the sea and laying on the seabed. Okay, obviously, we have a satellite system as well that goes around, and these satellites that revolve, so that when we go on our wireless system, we send our signals up into space and they react very quickly from the satellite and bounce back down again. Amazing, the internet. Absolutely fascinating. So, Google is one of the biggest search engines that we have and one of the safest. So, every time you search on the internet, there are thousands, sometimes millions of web pages that can come up with helpful information. So need to think about how they decide which is the best piece of information for you. So if you were going to go into puppy adoption, okay, you might need to know a little bit more about narrowing down that search. So we're going to watch another video about how the internet works, how Google produces those search results. So, I'm going to watch a video now. This man here, his job for Google is to make sure that when you search the internet, you get the best information you can. And he was going to explain to us how he does that and how he enables the internet to get us the best information.
My name is Matt Cutts. I'm an engineer in the quality group at Google, and I'd like to talk today about what happens when you do a web search. The first thing to understand is that when you do a Google search, you aren't actually searching the web. You're searching Google's index of the web, or at least as much of it as we can find. We do this with software programs called spiders. Spiders start by fetching a few web pages. Then they follow the links on those pages and fetch the pages they point to, and follow all the links on those pages and fetch the pages they link to, and so on, until we've indexed a pretty big chunk of the web, many billions of pages stored across thousands of machines. Now, suppose I want to know how fast a cheetah can run. I type in my search, say, cheetah, running, speed, and hit return. Our software searches our index to find every page that includes those search terms. In this case, there are hundreds of thousands of possible results. How does Google decide which few documents I really want? By asking questions, more than 200 of them, like, how many times does this page contain your keywords? Do the words appear in the title? In the URL? Directly adjacent? Does the page include synonyms for those words? Is this page from a quality website, or is it low quality, even spammy? What is this page's page rank? That's a formula invented by our founders, Larry Page and Sergey Brin, that rates a web page's importance by looking at how many outside links point to it and how important those links are. Finally, we combine all those factors together to produce each page's overall score and send you back your search results about half a second after you submit your search. At Google, we take our commitment to delivering useful and impartial search results very seriously. We don't ever accept payment to add a site to our index, update it more often, or improve its ranking. Let's take a look at my search results. Each entry includes a title, a URL, and a snippet of text to help me decide whether this page is what I'm looking for. I also see links to similar pages, Google's most recent stored version of that page, and related searches that I might want to try next. And sometimes, along the right and at the top, I'll see ads. We take our advertising business very well, both our commitment to deliver the best possible audience for advertisers and to strive to only show ads that you really want to see. We're very careful to distinguish your ads from regular search results. And we won't show you any ads at all if we can't find any that we think will help you find the information you're looking for. Which in this case, the cheetah's top running speed is more than 60 miles an hour. Thanks for watching. I hope this made Google a little bit more understandable.
So now that we've watched that, we can understand that lots of our Google searches send us down lots and lots of different pathways. Now, if that one was quite complicated, there's a simpler one here that's on BBC Bitesize, and I'll put those links on the Google Drive for you to have a look at. But what I'd like you to think about is that he spoke about the cheetah running speed. So I need to have a think about refining a search on the internet. So that if I would like to look at, say, birds, I would get millions and millions and millions of birds across the world, because the internet would show me and give me information of all the birds. But actually, maybe I'm thinking, maybe I'd just like to see the birds I could see from my window or where I live. They might be very different to birds I might find at the top of Scotland, right down here in the south of England. So maybe my first refining of my search engine could be birds in the United Kingdom. I'm very sorry, I've just noted United Kingdom, being a name, should have capital letters. Maybe then I really only want to know what birds I'd find in my garden, in my local area. And even more important, maybe because it's in February, so it's classed as the winter, maybe lots of birds have migrated, so maybe actually I might only be able to see a very limited number of birds. So from thinking about all the birds in the world, I've thought about birds in my local area in the month of February. And I've really refined that search into quite a narrow band. And that's what we need to really think about, so that we can get the best information we possibly can when we go out and do a search. So maybe what I'd like you to think about is, could you, for your task, when this video finishes, could you go and start by thinking about something you'd like to think about, like a bird, thinking about birds in the United Kingdom, and narrowing down that research to quite specific things. Okay. Maybe you could do a couple of those search refining things. Maybe you can go on the internet and see if the information you get is very different. Thank you for your time. Stay safe, and I will see you soon for session 2 in computing. Thank you. Bye.